past few years, many people have given up on crypto. They have lost their hope and they have left the sector. What motivates you to stay in this industry?
It comes back to like the core values, right? Like permissionless networks, decentralized networks, trustless networks.
Data sovereignty, identity, understanding that we have ownership of our data, and being able to actually take action on that.
Self-custody, permissionless money. And I think as an industry, I think we need to focus back on that and remind people, why was Bitcoin important? Why is Ethereum important?
We need to have this sort of framework for people to trust.
Decentralized systems are the way forward. It is nuclear-proof infrastructure, and it also empowers people.
If you try to go a little bit deeper and understand the technology, that crypto and DeFi are superior technologies in financial terms than what we have in the banking sector.
I'm motivated by my experience in Myanmar. As I mentioned, one of crypto's fundamental roles is to provide a backstop against authoritarian tyranny. I personally saw how people in Myanmar desperately needed crypto in order to secure their lives and their livelihoods.
The crypto market has obviously had its up and downs, and especially for like investors, I think it has been an incredibly difficult space to navigate. But if you just look at the core tech of what is actually being built here, you know, it seems inevitable.
The challenge is there's always consolidation. And so I'm doing my very best to find that intersection where there still can be understanding of data sovereignty and privacy and being able to have permissionless action within this economy. Unfortunately, that is shrinking in this day and age. So I'm trying to find for myself personally, how can we keep that vision alive as this consolidation with traditional finance is coming in?
My vision has always been to make DeFi accessible, right? Since all the, since I've been building in this space. So I think in order for that to happen, we need simple user experience. We need things to be secure, and I think we're coming at a stage where the industry has evolved, where things now are accessible, and we need also some sort of framework, some regulation, maybe a bit of regulation, so that people can start trusting this space, right? And we've seen this with every type of technology that has been in history, right?
AI, it's an abundance technology, right? You can create anything with AI, but blockchain, it provides a scarcity. Digital scarcity. I think the connection and the synergies between the two are going to be obvious, and you need blockchain technology to kind of provide that scarcity in a world where everything is abundant.
The initial mission. So I am in crypto because it's a mission-driven motivation.
So I was asked this question at a breakfast meeting in New York with MoonPay. With meme coins and NFTs, a lot of people feel burned out, a lot of people got hurt, and my answer to that is, I think we need to go back to the basics.
A friend of mine, for example, learned that he was on a police arrest list. He took all of his savings from the bank. He converted them into crypto. He memorized his seed phrase.
Wow.
And then he hired a human trafficker to take him across the border into Thailand, where he declared refugee status and was able to be resettled to a first world country, where he has gone on to do his master's program. This is just one example, but it is indicative of how empowering crypto and self-sovereign digital money can be.
I'm still a big believer in the same things as that I was in when I initially joined the space. Like, I still believe to some extent that smart grids should be running on blockchains because they're incredibly efficient. I don't know if we're actually there yet from a technical perspective, but I do believe that is the end goal. I mean, it makes a lot more sense to have one shared state amongst many participants rather than having all siloed databases and hoping that what your provider is telling you is true.
This is a transitional year for me personally, and I think for the industry as a whole. There's been a lot of gut checking of saying, what is crypto this year versus what it was last year, versus what it was the previous year. So I think we're finding that out in terms of products being shipped. In terms of my role personally, I'm finding I'm shifting from more developer relations into business relations. And that's a different place for me to be in terms of value propositions, receiving feedback and bringing that to my team and creating, proofs of concept, that type of working relationship.
I think some of the people who enter the crypto space, they just want to get rich, and when they see the bear market, they ran away. But people who are actually building, people who are actually creating something valuable in the market, which is going to be used in the financial infrastructure of the future, they won't give up. They're going to stay, they're going to keep on building.
So anything that empowers you to take control of your life, your information, your data, I think is positive and it's for the win.
I know that there are many people who joined crypto because of speculation, because they wanted the thrill of the on-chain casino. And that's perfectly fine. I'm actually happy that those people are learning about self-sovereign money and about self-custody. And hopefully they're also learning about Ethereum and crypto core values like permissionlessness, censorship resistance, credible neutrality along the way. And I really very deeply hope that their governments are never overthrown and never become authoritarian. But the specter of authoritarianism is increasing globally, even in places where we never expected it. So it is a real possibility. If it ever happens, I hope that the people who came to crypto for speculation will actually have the tools they need to protect themselves.
We wanted 1 billion users. We wanted billions of users. And we talked about that as the mission, if you wanted to have a flag, of crypto, to carry this flag into battle and say we're going to have 1 billion users. The problem is the moving costs. To move someone from Instagram to another social media is just such a headache. To just get them to do the most basic Web2 moving, let alone bringing Web3 wallets into the equation, to learn how to do bridging, to learn how to do token actions, to learn slippage. That's a whole new thing that they have to learn. And to ask that of normies, I feel, was too much.
I'm originally from Iran, and Iran has also a very isolated financial system, and the only way that I can send and receive money to Iran is actually through cryptocurrency. So I deeply feel how decentralization can help people to have financial activity.
Another perfect example.
DeFi is a pretty small industry, regardless of the amount of capital coming in and out. It's not a whole lot of people comparatively to traditional finance. So did we want 1 billion users? Yeah, we do. And I think those users, asking them to move to crypto is too much. I think we're moving to them. And we're getting billions of users moving in that direction. What is bringing me and keeping me in crypto? I think it's to understand there needs to be crypto representation for those billions of users that are using more traditional applications and have been doing so for years. Crypto still needs a representation in that place. So I'm trying to find my way in there, and I think that's the industry as a whole.
On all these things that we've been building over the last years to make it accessible, to make it more efficient, I think that's going to come in 1 to 2 years. So when that time comes, we'll be ready. You know, that's how I see things, and we just need to be patient, just keep building and believing, and our time will come.
Exactly. Just be patient, just keep on building.